Bubba,
What?
look.
That's awesome.
I'm getting stuff ready, right? I want to look at it here in a minute.
That looks awesome.
Pretty damn good, Dan.
Yeah.
It's so clean on the inside.
It is good.
That was my contribution. Gutting it. I had to get up early to gut that thing.
That looks good.
Live from the OG Royalty Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Saturday, November 16th, Florida Man Radio's kind of very first public thing, if you will. Stogies and Cycles. Go to Florida Man Radio or the app to get information on how you can attend. I'll be there. Blitz will be there. Janessa
might be
2 hours late. FloridaManRadio.com or the app to find out how you can be part of it. Shannon will be there. I think Ledge is going to be there. We're going to have VIP, also regular deals. All the information is on Florida Man Radio. It's our first kind of station event with everybody. Me and my people, Shannon's people, Scotty. I don't know if Hot Jen's going to be. Well, of course, Hot Jen from Wolf is going to be there because Blitz is going to be there. So that is Cycles and Stogies, Saturday, November 16th. Dan, you have completed you and Brian's pumpkin carving project. The rest of the show will carve our pumpkins live on YouTube starting at about 10:10. We have teams. You and Brian partnered because you guys can't be here at 10:10, and so during the hot mic segments, you and Brian have been working like a couple busy beavers to get yours done. And yours initially, and by the way, you did not use, I think a lot of us are going to probably use some type of stencil or something like that. You freehanded it with a Bic pen. And then Brian already had it cleaned out.
It was very clean. Brian did an excellent job of cleaning this. It was like a perfect ear.
And so if you could take it, Dan, and I would put the top on it maybe because it might make it.
Well, he's got the phone on it. That's how he's lighting it up.
That's the perfect pumpkin right there.
That's the light.
That's your phone? Here's the light? Oh, that's
phone's
nice.
Using the light, yeah.
So if you could hold it up to your camera, if you could, please, so that everybody could see it. We are like in a quadrant 4-camera shoot deal. Damn, Dan, and that's all freehand, is it not?
Looks good.
All freehand.
I think, Blitz, the people that when you judge these things, you need to realize the artist needs to denote whether it was freehand or a stencil. Don't you think that kind of matters?
I think it matters for the purposes of judging. Just
I do
trace. So you're a good tracer?
Yeah.
That's what the stencil shows.
Dan, you did not stencil that, did you, Danny?
No, sir.
So that's their
It's all freehand.
submission right there.
How much time do you think? For full disclosure, he did trace out what he was going to draw freehand on the pumpkin's face
Yeah,
in
freehand.
pen. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's-
Roughly.
It wasn't like he
stops and
just.
starts.
It wasn't just like he just visioned it and cut it.
If you started, Dan, just like if you were just sitting there just to carve the pumpkin, how long do you think it would have taken you from start to finish, including gutting it out and all that?
Well, cutting it out takes, I don't know, 5-10 minutes.
Yeah,
How
it
does
took me
take?
about
10 minutes?
7-8 minutes.
Okay.
So 7-8 minutes, and plus it probably took me about maybe 15 minutes to actually carve this.
Okay.
So it's not
we're
a
gonna
half
have
hour.
So 30
we have a
minutes.
half an hour to do.
I think
all-
a half
do all
hour
that.
is the perfect amount of time.
Okay.
No more than that. 30 minutes should be
Okay.
plenty.
So we have a 30-minute time limit. That's what the commissioner's putting in on the
Well, that
pumpkin.
was your idea.
You better get your carving done in 5 or 6. I mean, your cleaning done in
Oh, yeah, it's
5 or
gotta be
6
quick.
minutes.
Blitz,
you
are
gotta.
you good with the 30 minutes? If not, I mean, it's hard telling how.
Yeah, I mean, if it takes another minute or two, that's fine. But
Yeah. I mean,
it's not a hard 30 minutes. But
Yeah, I mean, just like we don't have a hard start time.
Yeah, but
at
it's not
6.
How you going to
Yeah.
light them up? You got candles or little?
I think
explosives.
Okay,
yeah,
that
we have
works.
dynamite. So a lot of people. By the way, Dan is a surgeon. So I mean, Dan, cutting is your business.
Yes.
Precise
Cutting
instruments
is your business.
Yeah, right.
He's
That's
in the
my-
cutting
that's my deal.
business.
I'm in
The cutting business.
And how to swing a knife.
Dan, I bet you'd be one hell of a seamstress, are you not?
My ancestors, and I'm not talking like, thousands of years ago, but like the early immigrants that came to America in the early 1900s were actually tailors.
And I mean, basically, when you're stitching somebody up, it is like you're sewing material, is it not?
A lot of times, yes. And you're using thread, needle and thread. I mean, you're really using.
How
the
was that?
same
How
kind of
was that
tools.
pumpkin carving kit Bubba got?
Awesome.
Yeah, good.
Awesome.
It looks good.
Awesome. I've never seen anything better.
Everybody has their own pumpkin carving deals. Now, Dan, when you sew people up, do you have your own set of needles that you like to use, or do you just use the needles that the operating room has? Like, do you have your
I make the operating room stock the stuff I like.
Okay, and do needles get dull after?
Oh man, just like the old Bubba Hogan change
Botox
the
deal?
rig, change the rig.
Yeah.
Once a knife or a needle goes through the skin a couple times, that gets dull immediately. I mean,
And so you got to
very dull.
re-rig.
Yeah.
So if you're stitching, will you, as it's getting dull, will you kind of wrap that one up and then start a new one?
Sometimes, yes. And sometimes we have what's called a free needle. Like when the needle gets beat, if you have a long stitch, you don't want to start over. You take off the needle and you put it's got a needle with a hole in it, and you guys thread the needle and use that one.
What's the longest line of incisions you've ever done? Like in one long line, what's the
All the way around the farm, 360 degrees around a person.
And how many was that? I mean, I guess it would have
my
been
God, it must have been
300.
Must have been not 300 inches.
No, 300 stitches.
Oh,
Stitches.
hundreds.
It's got to be probably
hundreds.
700-800 stitches
Yeah,
to go
it
all the way
could be
around
all the way
somebody.
around.
And what was that for?
Probably like a belt lipectomy. When
Oh,
you
okay.
Had someone lose a lot of weight and you take off
So Danny,
essentially a ring.
did you have to do every one of those stitches, or do you have helpers?
It depends. Sometimes I have helpers. Most of the time I do it myself because I just rather do it myself. It's faster and it's better.
I mean, can you really get going on it? Can you really go on pew pew? Can you really get going?
Yes, you can. You can get into a real good rhythm and
And what if somebody would? Let's say you're straight locked in and you got a real one going, and then somebody bugs you. Be like, "Hey, Dan, did you
I stop,
look at him?
look at him with that stupid look, and then move on, and there's silence.
Silence when I stitch."
in the room.
So I've been getting a lot of flack. You're like, "What are you gonna do with the Janessa deal? What are you gonna do with the Janessa deal? What are you gonna do with the Janessa deal?"
What should we do?
Oh,
We got to
no,
do
hold on.
something.
No, just hold on. Just hold on. Don't
Wow, getting angry about it.
I don't need you
To
right
make it
now.
worse.
Yeah, I don't need you in here pounding your chest. Because I will tell you that I would usually be flipping out on most people,
Right.
as you probably know.
Of course.
But just the world that we live in, and the not only is the pussification of America, but the pussification of this show, and the people that I answer to, and just how things go. It's like, what do you want me to do? Like what? She's late. Like I'm just
What
gonna.
did they suggest?
Well, they're just the old Bubba. You're a pussy. She owns you.
So
all this
ask
kinda
them
deal.
what did they suggest
Fart
you do?
bucket.
No. Let's not ask them what they suggested, because if I don't do it, then they've already backed me into another hole. I'm not doing nothing. I don't care. Like seriously, like I'm here just to try to do the best that I can, and I'm over that everybody has to be punished. Most people that have recently left this program, I didn't fire. They controlled their own destiny. As long as Janessa's not disrespectful about it and tries to, then it's everybody makes mistakes. I didn't fire Stone Joey Logano. The only thing I made him do is start taking a shower. If she walked in here like a smelly bitch every day, I'd say take a shower.
She was a
Maybe
little
she should have
rank
to
when
take a
she
shower.
I
walked
think I'm
by.
smelly right now.
She
should have
was
to take a
stinky.
shower.
Are you guys done? Like a couple, like literally a couple kids over there never seen a pair of knockers. She's dirty. She didn't have a shower. She's dirty. She never. Can you guys just? Here's the deal. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to try to do a good show. That's it. Like whatever.
I think you're
Like
doing that.
Brian, like when you were like, well, you may call her up. See where she. No, like whatever. I just whatever.
I would have called in late, but I wasn't even awake. You called me.
Hey, you're not bettering
I
yourself.
was going to say,
No, I'm just saying.
that's not making it any better.
I would have called in late, but I was still asleep.
Yeah.
I would just look good, and I just kind of maybe pipe it down a notch and just sit over there and try to blend
Yes,
in.
Big Daddy, it will never happen again.
Yeah, right. So that I don't know what you want me to do, and I'm not gonna shoot a woman. I'm not going to.
I'm gonna give her a raise. Give her a raise.
I'm not going to liquid ass a woman. I'm not going to make her go nude and in the shower, and she already does that on her off time. And so she doesn't have a grip.
I'd like to
on
admit
me.
that I also shower in the nude.
That's
You do? How's that?
And so it is what everybody wants. Everybody wants all this dissension and all this inner turmoil and all this.
know.
They like you guys like literally just thrive on it.
violent.
Like it's just and like look where that got me. Look where all that got me.
you think that's what it was?
No, I don't. And it would have been far more believable had you not opened up your stupid snowflaking mouth. I had them believe in the deal on the okie doke, and then you had to come in like a dildo. So anyway, we're just gonna try to do a good show. I really like the dynamic that I have if she was late again. I loved the me, Dan, and Brian dynamic. I don't think the show needs Janessa. We would certainly like to have her. But I'm not going to punish her. I'm not going to miss a beat without her. And I certainly hope that she continues to be with the show and be on time.
I would love to.
But I'm not.
I apologize for being late. I'm sorry.
No problem. I'm not going to sit here and make a big high-low on the deal. That's what you want me to do. And I'm not going to get chat cancer. I don't look at chat.
Stage
I can
4.
only imagine what they're saying.
Oh, you
over
have
there.
no idea.
They're
You
saying
have
they're
no
saying they
idea.
love the new Bubba. This is so big of him. The show is better now. Let's move on.
We love Janessa. We love Brian.
That's
We
it.
love Dan.
You guys
They
are
should be on the show every day.
You guys are lying. You are straight liars. You can't lie to me. I know what level 4 carcinoma from the chat room says. I know exactly.
Chattanooga.
I know what Chattanooga is. So today, the pumpkins for the rest of the staff, which I'm assuming probably won't look, if we all had to freehand them, like Blitz, if we threw in the last minute change of Fritz freehand, no stencils, I don't think any of us could even come close to Dr. Diaco's submission. That's pretty damn good. Blitz, should we throw that in last minute, no stencils?
Nope.
So you're saying, Blitz, that you got some kick-ass stencils and you plan on using them?
They sure do. You should do no stencils. Come on. You can look at a picture, but you should be able to
Freehand.
put it on top of the pumpkin.
We're not all
Oh,
talented
so Dan,
like
you're
you.
saying, Dan, you can visually look at it, but you can't actually trace it.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, but I mean, Dan, we're not like.
We're inspired by pictures. I mean, I saw pictures of scary pumpkins, but I didn't print it and glue it to the pumpkin. And,
I mean, that looks fake. Like, his pumpkin looks fake.
No, he did it.
It's that perfect.
Had you
It
been
looks
here, you'd
fake.
seen him doing it. Had you been here,
Like something else in here looks fake. They're that perfect.
two of them have to
Two
be.
of them.
Two things look pretty damn fake, but you're not saying that it doesn't look good, right?
No, I'm not saying it doesn't look good. It just says looks store bought to me.
More of the Bubba Radio Network after this.
I got a pop. DMV.
What? Jiffy popping over here.
So just that, when we're done, just that
scary
stuff.
No, yeah. You did awesome, man. Good job. Because that first thing you drew looked like horse shit.
Also, as I started cutting, I realized what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, no.
Cut.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
Dude,
just
you
have it-
adjusted like a true pro, man. It was awesome.
Right, Carrie? Hi, Sasha. Thank you. Oh, is she really a dog? I know. I have to take it though. I mean, it is my fault. Right. Thank you, OHM. Right, exactly, Tom Curtin. How dare. All right, exactly, Tom, I hear you. I
You're over
should
there
do that.
just fucking straight getting heat, just straight heat. Fucking bitch, straight heat.
I do. Do I, Angel? Oh, yes, Donkey Teeth. I should put an alarm clock on my wish list.
Should be an alarm clock vibrator that wakes you up. Instead of that beeping,
Alarm
it just
clock on your Hitachi.
starts.
Yeah.
Yep, just starts going off.
Big thunder sticks.
Alarm clock panties.
The alarm clock panties, that's perfect. You gotta invent that.
That would
Wake up with a smile.
Right.
So my.
Thank you, Mark.
Why didn't you wake up with?
Coming undone now.
Oh, no.
Why didn't you wake up with Dan this morning? You let him just get out of bed and come in, roll in early.
Brian, you're gonna call him some shit.
Brian really stirring things up. I think you're getting chat cancer.
Go get that fucking clip, Brian, and fucking email it to Dan's family.
Blackmail him with
But
it.
you know, fucking Steve asked Dan to come over to the fucking house and talk about some shit. And Dan ends up getting a shitstorm on shit he didn't do.
I keep getting these like debriefings from Steven.
Yeah, but you'd rather have a shit show from fake heat. You know,
Right.
that's
Dan,
No,
Dan doesn't want
no.
any fucking heat.
Excuse me, Bubba? Is your
Because
phone
I'm
screen
broke,
working?
man, broke
What?
Jones.
Is your phone screen
That's why I
working?
didn't bring any food.
No.
Okay. Line 1 has an update on the babysitter from yesterday.
Babysitter from yesterday.
The creepy babysitter call.
Oh, yeah, the
The
kid.
dude.
About
The dude babysitter.
Right.
The
The
coach.
school.
Oh, yeah.
The peripheral
Don't
semi
mind.
teacher.
Oh, no, he just hung up.
Yeah,
Fine.
the teacher's aide. The teacher's aide.
But those are the people that put themselves in that position, you know, to be near the kids.
Oh, yeah.
oh
They
yeah,
do it purposely.
they look for it.
Thank you, Sasha. Morning, Ryan. Thank you. Yeah, they are donkey teeth.
Well,
No,
it's
Kyle's fake news.
YouTube. YouTube's always a little trollier than
Oh, yeah.
Twitch. Like I said, there's no cover charge on YouTube. That's the problem. They let anybody in. That's what you get when you have
Free
no.
drinks, it's free drinks till midnight.
Yeah, free
Yeah,
drinks till
happy
midnight.
hour.
Yep. You get the best of the best. They're not sending us their best. They're criminals, they're rapists, and some of them I assume are good people.
Jay said he can't get a signal at 96.7 right now.
Well, sometimes they go dead air.
Love you too, Carrot.
Sometimes they go dead air during the commercial breaks. They go dead air Dan on us.
How do we increase that power?
What, at 96.7?
Yeah.
Buy
No,
it.
Big Red.
Yeah, you got to buy a
Darn it.
stronger antenna.
Is
No,
not a
kid,
fan
you
gonna
can't.
spank me?
License only be so much. Here we go. 30 seconds.
Thanks, Dave.
No, I don't see Bubba in the morning. He wakes up way earlier.
Here we go.
Tom, Brad's mom in it.
Live from the OG Royalty Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. You live in Orlando and you need to get some brush or trees trimmed back or anything to do with your yard, trimming, removal, stump grinding, it doesn't matter. Trust the experts at FloridaSTreeSurgeons.com. Again, FloridaSTreeSurgeons.com. Great new clients on Florida Man Radio. Welcome. I don't look at chat.
I'm having so much fun right now.
But I can hear Janessa's responses, and to me they sound very smart-assy because I've known her for 13 years, and I know when she's being sincere and when she's being kind of a C. And I don't know who this one dude is. I think his name's Mark or something, but she keeps agreeing with you, so I'm assuming that you're calling her everything but a dirty whore.
Including
a dirty whore. Janessa, you are a dirty whore. I'm thinking. She goes, oh, my God, Mark, you're so right. Uh-huh.
Yes, keep
And then he
saying
goes, you are a late bitch. And because Bubba had sex with you last night at 3 o'clock, that's why you're late. Uh-huh, you're right, Mark the shark. I'm a dirty whore. Who had sex with
Sure,
Bubba.
whatever you say. I'm agreeing to
And
disagree.
Bubba's not going to do anything because you give him that ass every night.
That's right.
Oh, yes, Mark, you're so right, Mark the spark. Yippee-oh, thank you. Janessa, just ignore them.
I'm just having fun with it, though.
They're like slee stacks. They'll just keep multiplying on you and multiplying on you.
Oh,
Don't get
little
chat.
did they know it actually makes me laugh.
Don't
I mean,
get
it's
chat
funny.
cancer. Don't get chat cancer.
I won't, I promise.
But then there's the other half of chat to be like, dear Janessa, Bubba needs you. Listen, you're the best thing ever to happen.
You should do your own show.
You know what? I come in at 9:05 tomorrow. You don't have a hair on your hot ass if you don't come in at 9:05 tomorrow. Because what you gonna do about it? You ain't gonna do nothing about it. You're the best. I know you and Dan are sleeping together too.
Yeah. Why didn't he wake you up
Oh
this
my
morning?
God! The reason why her boobs look extra new today is because Dan put some new jugs on her
He
yesterday.
carved them in yesterday.
Yeah.
we'll do a chat
Freehand.
cancer screening at the end of every show. Make sure she hasn't been infected.
You can go to YouTube.
Oh, you can check me out.
You can go to youtube.com/Bubba Army, and you can be part of Chat Cancer all day if you like. I think this is my buddy from yesterday that called in, whose son kind of got creepily approached by his coach/teacher on a babysitting high-low. And, sir, you and your wife were going to talk, I think, to the administrator yesterday. So this is kind of a follow-up to that. Am I right?
Yeah, well, no, we had actually already talked to the administrator.
All right. I mean, you guys were
and
set to
they
have,
were-
you guys were, the administrator was going to do some kind of little intervention kind of deal.
Yeah, they talked to the assistant to the T-ball coach.
And so did the administrator get back to you and let you know how that went?
Yeah, she called us yesterday around like 11:30.
Okay, 11:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So by the morning, she'd already spoke to the potential weirdo.
Yeah, when he got in. So, and she had his supervisor, because like I said, he's not a teacher at the school. They brought him in to help with.
He's like he's a helper for the
He's an assistant T-ball coach and soccer coach. Yeah.
I don't even know.
T-ball
Brian, I don't
coach.
even know if I'm out, trying to hook up with some chicks if I tell them. So what do you do? Well, I am an assistant T-ball coach.
I'm assistant to the T-ball
for
coach.
6-year-olds. I'd be like, man, that's creepy. Get the hell out of here.
You have a business card that says it too?
So, sir,
assistant manager,
assistant coach.
So, sir, I just want to let you know,
T-ball.
1, thanks for listening to the show, and 2, for calling me because it's great content, and 3, I agreed with what you and the exact protocol of what you and your wife did. So what happened?
So he did. They brought, like I said, his supervisor was there too because the administrator wanted it all. I mean, they were in straight CYA mode at the school because of it. He didn't deny soliciting to my son to babysit for him. He said that he did, and he said, and she's like, that we do have a strict policy here that you're not supposed to talk to the kids about that. I
and you know what, sir? And
that.
Listen, screw the policy. Just street level. That's just creepy. Like, I mean, I know policy's smalacy, but just as a man, as you are, and I am, and Brian, and Blitz, and Dan, everybody in here, just as a dude, like a regular dude, that's just creepy.
Well, yeah, well, that's what started the whole thing. I mean, like I said, I was putting my son to bed, and he just randomly told me that, and I was like, I was like, this is very strange.
All right, so continue. I didn't mean to interrupt you, buddy. I was just thinking, that's just creepo.
Yeah, so
and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but especially that he just straight admitted it. Yeah, I did that. Like, I mean, not even on a technicality or nothing. Like, yeah, I did. That makes it creepier.
Yeah, so and again, like the way that she brought it up was she said she was in his classroom and overheard him saying that such and such was going to maybe babysit for him. So that's how she brought it up to him.
Right.
And
as it was just, she kind of organically stumbled upon kids just talking like kids do.
Exactly.
Right.
So she's like, I know you're young, but I think that this is a moment where you need to realize how dangerous this could be and could potentially ruin your life if this is interpreted the wrong way. And he was like, I don't mean it that way. I just, I'm going back to college next semester. I wanted to make some extra money. And I didn't mean anything by it. And she's like, well, I do have to let his parents know that this did happen. And, there's going to be this is the other part that I would like Brian or Dan to chime in on. So now they're like now if a teacher approaches a parent, they want to have the parent and and whoever the person who's going to babysit for somebody sign a waiver, I guess, to indemnify the school. I mean, isn't it kind of still on them if they do we're never letting anyone there babysit our kids.
No, but
I think you're still accountable for who you let around your children. I mean, if it's after school hours, they're not doing it as an employee of the school. So
and a lot of teachers tutor. A lot of teachers tutor their own class students after school.
Yeah, that's not unusual.
That's not unusual for a teacher to have interaction with a student outside of school for a legitimate purpose. The waiver does make sense to me.
The way Respondeat Superior works in Florida is that it's the employer's responsible for the acts of the employee only up to the point that it's within the job duties and the scope of the employment. So, for instance, if I had a case recently where somebody was sexually assaulted by an employee of a company, and the company had no advance notice. This person wasn't a registered sex offender, didn't have any violent crimes in the past. It's really, really hard, if not impossible, to go after the parent company for the criminal acts of the employee that are outside the course and scope of their employment.
When Colton touches Janessa today, I don't have anything to do with it. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying.
You wouldn't unless Janessa had come to you and complained 3 or 4 times.
No, she actually came to me and said, I'd like to get
She's like, why isn't anybody touching me here?
Why are they touching me here?
I came here because you guys are all pervs and nobody's touching me.
So I had a meeting with her. She's like, I just want to let you know that nobody's grabbed my ass so far.
What's happening?
My ass must not be as hot as it used to be.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine if you really had an employee and go, Don, you know what? Like you have one of your hot little, plastic surgeon chicks. You'd be like, Don, you know what? You've not grabbed my ass. Oh my God, my ass might not be as hot as it used to be.
I'm starting to feel a little self-conscious here.
So anyway, I didn't mean to hijack your deal. So now they're going to have you and your wife sign this waiver to say that, yes, us in preschool, Willie School did talk to this guy, and you guys all agree that, we did our part.
No, the waiver is for the future. If anyone's going to have anyone at the school be a babysitter for them, that both parties have to sign.
Now, I will tell you this, sir. Have you had any interaction with this guy, this potential, babysitter guy? Have you had any interaction with him?
Ever?
No. Like after he got
since
noon yesterday.
No, and so my son told me about it last Thursday night, and then there's no sport. He's not there Fridays or Mondays.
But don't you think, like man law, Danny and Brian, I want your opinion, and sir, I want your opinion too. But hear me out. So you are, the administrators have stepped in. He's assured them that it wasn't like that, and as of now, nothing has happened, and they want you to sign a waiver and everything. Don't you think, and I'm not sticking up for this guy, but if this is me, not that I'd ever be in this position, but I think you should make contact, one-on-one contact, not over the phone, but in person with this man and his wife, the parents, and say, I just want to assure you that wasn't my intentions, and thank you for bringing that up. Just to further insulate your ass, if indeed you're not wired like that. Don't you think, Danny, that's what he kind of needs to do as a guy?
Yes.
Clear it up, yep.
I mean, like, you need to get in front of this and say, listen, I'm not that type of person, and I understand how this could be construed the way it is, and I am so sorry. I'm serious, I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, so I'll see him on Saturday because their first basketball game is Saturday. So
now, sir, don't you approach him. I think you need to see.
I'm not saying anything. Well, the administrator told him, I want you to know that I have to let this child's parents know that.
So he knows that you guys know.
He knows we're going to be notified. He doesn't know that we started the initiative.
No, and he doesn't need to know that, but he certainly knows that you've been notified. So as a man, don't you think you'd have a little more, I wouldn't say respect, but it helps it out a little bit if he comes to you on Saturday, him to you, and says, sir, and he says what I said. Don't you think that would be somewhat of a fix for this guy?
I would, yeah. I'm not going to, like you said, I'm not approaching him, but I think it would be, again, a little strange if he didn't, knowing that we're going to know this. And
yeah, if he doesn't approach you, and then I would even be more concerned.
Well, I would also as well because he talks to my wife and I, every week at the games. He tells us how Sutter's doing and things like that. So now, if this is the first week of all things that he didn't speak to us, I would find that to be interesting.
Man.
So.
Well, you know what? They're not going to fire him or anything like. I mean, does he lose his job, or is he still allowed to? Is he on double secret probation or something?
I don't think they're firing him. I think they were chalking it up to him being 20, making an innocent mistake, is what they said.
Yeah, I mean, and if he hasn't done anything yet, maybe you can't fire the guy. But I'd certainly keep an eye on.
And I didn't know the other day too, but you said that you and your wife talked to this guy on the weekends and stuff, so you know who he is and everything.
Well, no, we only know him through the sports teams. Like, we don't know him outside.
No, but I mean during the games and stuff, you talk to him and you're friendly with him. It's not like you don't know who he is.
Yeah, like he's very friendly with us. My wife is originally from St. Louis, and he's from St. Louis.
St. Louis. Yeah, I used to date a chick from St. Louis.
So
crazy.
Boy.
So that does change it a little bit. I mean, I guess I could see the guy, being that he kind of knows you, maybe saying something about babysitting and having it be legit.
I think he should cover his ass. I think he should roll up you on Saturday and be like, listen, Jim.
Sure.
You got it all wrong. I wasn't in after your kid. I'm after your wife. Let's have a threesome. Woo.
My wife's actually from the same town as Nikki.
Oh, really?
Oh, did they know each other?
Oh, my Lord, sir. That even hurts me. That even cuts me more down.
Hey, Bubba wants to know if you need a babysitter.
Yeah. But, sir, if he would roll up and say, listen, I wasn't interested in your boy. I'm interested in your hot wife. How about a threesome?
I wouldn't want to be a part of that.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I was just trying to make it a little bit funny. I was actually just trying to say I probably think you got a hot wife, sir.
This day and age, you can't rule anything out. The guy could be a sexual predator, and you never know. But it sounds like he might have just been trying to make a couple extra bucks.
Sir,
he knows you guys. It's not like he doesn't know who who the kid's parents are.
Sir, it is creepy, but I think there's a small chance that maybe he was just
being nice.
Just being nice and got wrapped up in a high-low deal, didn't even know it. Now he does.
Sure. I mean, we were just proud of my 5-year-old for bringing it to us and having the response that he did when the guy asked him, and my son's response was, well, I need to talk to my parents.
I mean, your son is
and good for you guys for getting ahead of it, because if something, bad was going to happen, you guys obviously put a stop to
it.
And
instilling that into your kid knowing the right protocol to do, your kid nailed it.
It was a good test run.
Now, if I could just nail your wife because she's from St. Louis, I'd love
Whoa,
you.
hello.
Big red, $50. Thank you.
You'd like her, Bubba. She works in Dan's field, so she brings home a good check too.
Oh man, she works in Dan's field. That means she's probably like an operating nurse or something like that. Dan, you
No,
know.
she's an MD.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Dan.
So listen,
Dan said, "What's her number, Shorty?" Dan says, "I don't want your 6-year-old, but tell me about your hot wife, kid."
What were you gonna say, Dan?
the important thing here is, I think we would all agree that I'd rather have 4 or 5 false alarms than miss a pedophile.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah, the best case scenario
the best
happened.
thing it could possibly happen. You know, you could say no to 10 strangers. They weren't all going to steal you. But still, don't talk to strangers because that 10th one may be the one that tries to abduct you.
It only takes once.
And if you get creeped out, anyone, any girl, any boy, any adult, and certainly any child that gets creeped out by someone, tell someone.
Always believe the boy who cried priest.
We did specifically ask my son. So he told me that the night before, and then the morning, my wife, like I said yesterday, asked him the same questions that I did, and his story was the exact same. And then we did ask him if this person touched him inappropriately.
And he said no on that.
And he said, no, only mommy, daddy, and
all right, cool.
Only mommy touches me inappropriately.
And you should say.
I thought I misheard that.
You're not wrong. Mommy's favorite DJ wants to touch her too. If you can say that. Oh, I was just kidding. No, but you know what? It was a great fire drill, so to speak. Your kid nailed it, and thank God your kid's out of wear. You got a sharp kid.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and the thing is,
for the show, guys.
It was probably nothing, but everyone did the right thing, and now everyone knows it's definitely going to be nothing now. So that's all that matters.
And he's protected the school and raised awareness that when you got to think about who you're letting your kids around.
And plus, his wife's hot, and she's from St. Louis,
and a doctor.
God dang. Whew. Hey, buddy, good talking to you, and I'm glad that this was the best. This is the best resolve that could have happened.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye, buddy. Oh, this guy says he's got a similar experience. Frankie, go ahead, Frankie.
No, it's George from Cincinnati. I had a son. He also was playing softball, and he had a teacher. I think by that area, I don't know why they would make a big deal about it and go to an administrator. Because when this happened to my kid... It's not like you'd be from
Cincinnati. It's not like you'd be from, like, Jersey or something like that.
He's breathing so heavy.
And your son played softball?
And this happened to... my son played softball, and this happened to him. He had a coach.
Are you walking upstairs right now or something? It sounds like you're out of breath.
No, I sometimes I can't breathe very well. I have an oxygen tank.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you're on an oxygen tank talking about a situation that happened in Cincinnati back in '79?
Well, this happened in '92.
Yeah, same thing. Anyway, go ahead.
So what this guy did wrong, I don't agree with this, because how we got found out, the same thing. He was coach, it was like an assistant coach approached him and asked him to babysit him. And later on, the kid, when we were feeding him, we were giving him a Totino's pizza. And when we were feeding him, he told us right before his dinner.
Is this one of Jerry Sandusky's victims?
I don't think so. No, this guy got caught later on, though.
Yeah.
But that's why this guy did this wrong, because and it makes me sad, because some people don't know what to do in these situations. I'm glad you guys take this serious. Yeah. So when my son told me that guy told me, hey, I'll babysit you. If you ever need somebody to,
so
to look out for you.
I showed up and I murdered it.
I went and broke his effing kneecaps.
Yeah, that's right. And so if you ever needed any help,
Frankie?
He would help him.
Hi, is this Frankie?
Hey, this is Frankie.
Hey, Frankie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Did that one shipment come in on LaGuardia?
Yes.
Okay, I'll send the boys down there tomorrow about 2, okay?
What are you expecting them?
Okay, I got that brown envelope for you there on the third dock, okay?
Make sure it's thick.
It's thick, buddy.
Okay, last one's a little thin. Don't make me send my little hairy Italian friend.
Oh, you're going to send Frankie? Don't send Frankie.
Stevie bag of donuts.
Don't send Stevie. Send Frankie.
Okay.
Put him down on the line.
What's this, sir? Hello?
My cousin Vinny's going to get you.
Yeah, so when he told him,
Guy picks up right where he left off.
I love it.
Go ahead,
how
Frankie.
we got him, how we got this guy because we had cameras hooked up into the house, and so we let him come over and babysit. And later, when he came over to babysit, see, you can't just let these guys just roam around.
Yeah.
You got to take care of business.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why this guy's, I'd like to see a lot of worse right now. You know what I'm
Because
I gotcha.
But we got him in a sting. So we put the cameras in the house.
Beat him with a bag of nickels, you know?
Well, my friend Sam, we had a couple words with him from the back street.
Yeah.
We were able to, he came over and he watched the kid, and it took him about an hour and a half. And then he asked him to go to the bathroom, and then when he asked him to go to the bathroom, to go to the bathroom with him, that's when we came in.
Mama's got the sauce on Sunday. You know, Mama makes the best
their
sauce.
kid as bait.
Wait a second.
Mama makes the best sauce on Sundays.
So his MO was let's go to the bathroom
It's gravy,
together?
Bubba. It's gravy.
Mama makes the red gravy.
Only the best, the big
The
mama.
best gravy. Mama makes the gravy on
Mamma
Sundays.
mia.
So this guy's gimmick was let's go to the bathroom? That was the gimmick?
I don't even know. You're the only one paying attention to this, Dan. I couldn't tell you.
Little Anthony's long lost uncle.
This is little Anthony's long lost Uncle Vinny.
Vanessa.
Hey, this is Frankie. You know, Frankie. We beat a guy
Hey.
down one time when he was touching one of the kids. You know, we had him come over for the sauce on Sunday, and then we took a bag of nickels and we took him out back.
Hey.
And you know, in the old days, you could get away with that. It's hard to get away with that.
It's hard to
these
touch a
days.
kid when you don't have hands.
And that's how we took care of him.
Yeah,
And
okay.
that's that.
That's how we
And
did it.
that-
Hey, Frankie, thank you for listening to
Thank
the
you.
show, Mamma Mia.
And that's that.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Dan,
well,
you were
can't-
literally the only guy that was even
I
inclined.
know.
I
love
was
the
like,
story.
What was he saying?
He used his son as bait.
So he-
He's
I
I want-
like,
he
can you,
set
can
up-
you guys tell me what happened?
Okay, he knew the guy was a creep. He set the house up with cameras and audio.
and they watched.
And as soon as the creep invited the kids into the bathroom with him, that's when they stormed the room.
So he did this Fabrizi style where he cameraed it all up, and as soon as like Chris Hansen, the Catch a Predator.
Fabrizi or
Exactly.
Bubba style.
That's
however you
what he
wanna-
Oh, cable dog, $15. Thank you.
So Jim, you have a bag of condoms and some Zima. What were your intentions
exactly
with Johnny 1010?
Exactly. And so what he
Remember
probably
that?
did was
Have a
they're
seat.
great.
Have a seat. Why would anybody ever sit down with him?
I'm like, no, I'm out of here.
Because they knew
Because
that as soon as they ran
Denzel
out
and Pat McGovern had a ghillie
Well,
suit
at-
on. They're going to tackle you
well,
in
at-
lawns.
when-
And
and
you're
at
still
first-
going to get arrested, whether you get the dressing down and the public embarrassment or not. You're still getting
What's that,
popped.
Blitz?
Well, at first they probably thought he was a police, and then once the show got popular, then they knew that
Yeah.
as soon as they left the house, they were going to get bum rushed.
Yes, yeah.
And they do get bum rushed as soon as they walk out that
Yep.
door. They just get
And they know
thrown
it, too. They
down.
don't-
It's inevitable.
Didn't Hansen get? I think the reason why Chris Hansen had to stop to Catch a Predator is because somebody sued him on like an entrapment deal.
Yeah.
And the network had to pay a ton of money out. And I think
Well,
that's what
they had
happened.
to throw a lot of those cases out.
Yep.
Oh, because
It was tainted.
prosecutor wise.
Yeah.
So they just released these people?
Yeah.
Yep.
Even though this weirdo went to see Jimmy 1010 and with condoms and Zima because it was an entrapment deal, it was A-okay, right?
Why do you have parachute cord in your trunk?
Yeah. Did you see this guy? Dan, this is kind of along the lines of what you're dealing with on the Michael Morgan deal. Michael Morgan is an African-American guy from St. Pete that we feel was wrongfully arrested 25 years ago. And Dan, is it cool for me to say that you're trying to help him?
Oh, yeah, you could definitely say that.
And you actually flew?
Well, he wasn't
to his-
wrongfully arrested. He was wrongfully convicted.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm setting Dan up for the story, but Dan, you flew up, Dan, and saw him a couple days ago.
Yes.
In the prison because you are forming his clemency. You're helping with his clemency hearing pro bono, are you not?
Correct. And I had to take. He was.
So
in
is this
a-
what you mean when you said you spent time in jail?
Yeah, I spent a little
Okay.
time in jail. The clemency
that's not-
board
that's
is
not
started
hot.
reviewing.
Well, no, but early this morning he said he spent time in jail the other day.
The clemency board in Florida has sort of restarted. Under Rick Scott, they didn't see or hear a lot of petitions for clemency because Rick Scott just chose not to do it. DeSantis has been a little bit more compassionate and has sort of reopened the process. Michael Morgan spent well over 20 years in jail for a crime that I believe he did not commit. It took 3 trials, 2 mistrials before he was convicted with a seconded judge because The initial judge, Judge Baird, I think we have a familiarity with this guy, was relieved because of bias. He actually went to the jury and said, why haven't you convicted him yet? And so this guy got, I think, a really bum deal and was sentenced to a life in prison for a crime that he had just circumstantial
What was he
evidence.
charged with? Whoa, there goes the pumpkin. Oh, good catch.
What? You guys just absolutely freaked me out.
Oh, the pumpkin went over for no reason.
I thought Dan
There's a
finally had
ghost in
this stroke from drinking 4 Monsters
Yeah.
this morning. I'm like, he's a ticking
I
time
thought
bomb.
somebody said F on the radio and I didn't hear it on my headphones. And I was
No,
like,
the pumpkin went tumbling.
Oh, my Lord.
So to make a long story short, I needed to talk to him and see him one more time in jail. So I took a small little plane up to a town called Perry, Florida, which is near like 27 and I-10.
Yep.
Which was segregated
hold on,
until
Dan.
about 3 months ago.
But hold
that
on,
town.
Dan. You've actually, you've done this 3 or 4 times.
Well, I've flown to see him as well as some other witnesses that were integral to the case.
And so anyway, this guy,
Yibbity, yibbity.
this guy in Polk County, I think in Hillsborough County, it's not.
Pinellas County. It's Pinellas County.
No, I'm talking about the story I'm getting ready to run.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is not on any level like Michael Morgan, who I think is, 23, 24 years deep now?
He's almost 25 years
And what
deep,
was the
yeah.
crime?
Assault with a deadly weapon, breaking, entering.
And so this sort of thing happens. Hold on.
Nights behind bars for a crime he did
I
not
got just a couple nights, but this is what happens in today's society.
commit.
That man put in handcuffs by Tampa police for a warrant out of New York City. ABC Action News reporter Julie Solomon.
What color do you think the guy is?
He's not Irish.
He's African American, and I mean, like I'm just telling you, man. A lot of times, being African American automatically throws you in jail.
It does.
It does. And that's it's really pretty sad.
Is that Wendy Ryan?
Yeah, she looks great as hell.
Yeah, she
Don't
turned
even
it up
think
a
about
notch.
hating on her.
I didn't.
That's
I was
one of my go-to girls.
I was just saying.
I gun her down nightly.
That's the best I've ever seen her
God,
look.
she looks good as hell. What a MILF.
He's not even listening
Getting to
you,
the
Brian.
bottom of this wrongful
I'll
arrest
get to the bottom of those jugs.
tonight. She's live for us at the jail. Julie?
And Wendy, that man told me he's never been to New York City. He had no idea what that warrant could be about, and he ended up spending about 3 days here at the Hillsborough County Jail.
You're black. There's a black guy wanted in New York. You're black. Go to jail. Man, it wasn't me. Shut up. That's what all the black guys say.
I honestly
And that
truly,
happens.
and I heartily feel that African Americans in America have been wrongfully arrested.
Yep.
Way disproportionately. They've been overcharged, over prosecuted, and over sentenced.
Yep. There's institutional racism in the judicial system.
Absolutely.
Yes, there is.
Lavonza Smith says officers arrested him Saturday night, giving him little details, only saying he was going to jail because of a warrant out of New York City.
I ain't never been to New York, so how did I have a warrant in New York?
This guy never been to New York in his life.
He's
But
missing
it was
out.
like I was terrified.
That guy's a better person.
He should get a free trip to New York out of this. If I was the
Oh,
city
you're
of New
right.
York, I would fly him up.
If I'm Como or whatever the guy, the
I'm-
governor is, I'd be
Absolutely.
like, you know what? We're going to give you
the red carpet treatment.
That would be a great PR move, would it
Yep,
not?
Yep. Absolutely.
You're right on
Yep.
that.
All expense paid. You're staying at the nicest hotel.
Yep,
the
Times Square.
nicest dinner. Everything.
Car service,
Everything.
dinner, lunch, breakfast, shopping spree, go see the Statue of Liberty, go do the Yippee-O
But
tour.
just sign this little release
Go see
first.
cats, go whatever the hell.
Hamilton.
Go see the Giants, the Knicks, the
I
Brooklyn
was
Nets.
gonna say, I'm sure this guy's a cool brother. I'm sure he has no interest in
Yeah.
watching cats.
Man, I go to that Jets game, but I ain't watching cats. Kyle.
He's a cool
Man, I
cat.
tell you that Frank Lloyd Wright, he is one badass playwright.
I'm trying now, so I'm trying to restart my story, and it gives me an X. Can you see it on my screen,
Yeah.
guys?
Yes.
It literally, I have an X.
I've never seen that before.
Neither.
I got an absolute X, and I'm trying to refresh it and all this kind of nonsense. Oh, and now I got that.
All those white X's causing you
man.
trouble.
Oh, internet's down.
Blitz, don't even think that is this the start of what happens to me every day?
Is that
Yeah.
why we're low def on TV?
It's always at the same time.
No, it was earlier yesterday.
Oh.
Damn it.
And my YouTube feed is all low def. I mean, it looks like the 80s.
Well, Dan, I just would.
But is it the internet? I'm just wondering if it's also the internet.
Well, you know what? At least your internet's working. Look at mine. Site can't be reached.
We have a small pipe right now, and everyone in here is watching YouTube on it. So
I can shut it. I can shut off if you need me to.
When do we get our pipe fixed? Is that part of our Frontier issue?
Yep.
That they refuse. I'm gonna tell you right now, Frontier's the worst. They're absolutely the worst.
Well, and here's what stinks about it, Bubba. Here's what stinks about
worst.
though. Even if you get rid of Frontier, Frontier still owns the lines that lead up to your place.
Janessa will tell you, man, we had a Frontier internet issue that was their fault that took them 6 days.
Yeah, we had no internet for a week.
That's like the worst. You'd rather be locked up in jail for 3 nights.
Might as well be in life.
I mean,
jail.
and we depend on it because that's how we watch TV.
And look, Blitz, as soon as
with
some people,
Empire's low price guarantee,
then I get an
you'll get
Empire
quality
pre-roll.
That's why I got Net Zero.
As soon as a couple people signed off, then I got it back. We just want the original internet. Do you know what, Brian? Do you know what I'm paying for internet into this building?
$300 a month.
No, multiply that times 3.
You're paying $900 for internet?
$900
there's something
for
wrong.
internet and a few phone lines.
Is that because of the bandwidth you require? Or
I
is
don't
that
know.
No,
Bandwidth?
no, our bandwidth is horrible. We don't even get good service.
Who cut that deal?
Blitz is trying to fix the deal.
Yeah.
And they won't.
Well, all the contracts now are electronically signed. So I electronically signed it over a month ago. It emailed it to themselves internally, and it even says on the thing that it bounced from their email address, and it's been sitting now for a month.
And my internet is.
And you can't just strong arm them and cancel them because then you're dead in the water.
Yeah, then who are you going to use?
Spectrum.
Yeah,
and Spectrum's worse.
Are they really?
Yes.
Yeah. So Frontier, you know what?
But their Spectrum's customer service
is the worst
How
ever.
about you guys
no,
don't
it's
have
way
Verizon?
better than
Oh,
Frontier.
Spectrum is the worst.
No,
How about
Frontier
Verizon
is
Fios?
Verizon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they bought Verizon.
Oh,
And the main
okay.
problem with Spectrum is their upload speed, which is what we really need, is horrible.
So Frontier, screw you. We've had an electronically signed contract in your system for a month, and you won't get back to us.
Well, can you go to a brick and mortar store and print your contract and say fix this now?
No.
Nothing. Just the cloud stores.
Arrested him Saturday night, giving him little details, only saying he was going to jail because of a warrant out of New York City.
I ain't never been to New York, so how did I have a warrant in New York? But I was terrified.
Smith called police Saturday after being involved in a minor traffic crash in Tampa. Documents from Tampa police say Smith gave officers his license and social security number. Officers then validated a warrant issued in November of 2011 by the New York police for dangerous drugs.
That's the first time I heard the charge.
It looks like him.
I just know.
Not really.
It was a fugitive warrant. That's all I knew.
Smith spent nearly 3 days at the Hillsborough County Jail, later being released. Records state it was an improper arrest.
All right, so when they say they improperly arrested you, and let's say that you spent 3 days in jail, it's not you, it's improper, and maybe you lost your job because of it. There's probably some guys that can't go 3 days, and when you give the excuse to your boss that I was in jail, but they are improperly arrested, right, like they're going to believe that.
Well, if he had gotten hurt during the arrest, it would be a big lawsuit. He'd definitely have a civil suit against the police for that.
And this is another one.
The fact that you're detained, you still have damages.
And this is another one of those things where even though he was improperly arrested for something he didn't do, had no part of, he still has to either do it himself or call someone like Kevin and pay the money to get it sealed and expunged. They don't do it automatically.
Right.
His arrest still shows up.
Smith says
He has to pay to get that done.
during those days, he did not have access to medications he needs after having heart surgery.
Now, hold on, Danny.
He could have
Now-
damages. He could have damages.
Danny and Brian.
Earlier this year.
I might need the 1-2 high-low with a medical sidekicker.
I was totally scared because of my health situation, and I was sitting in a cell without my medication for 3 days.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's.
Woo!
And
You better be
aren't they
getting hold of
supposed to
Danny
give
and
you-
Brian immediately.
Aren't they supposed to give you medication?
Yes,
You're supposed to tell them what you're on.
They give you ibuprofen, and that's about it.
Office tells me it is investigating Smith's claims, adding when
So what if you had just had a heart procedure and it's very, very instrumental that you take this medication daily as prescribed and you can't?
And if they withheld it from you, they're liable.
If they improperly withheld it, yeah,
And
they've
if
got
you
a problem.
and if you said okay, and if you disclosed while you're being intaked or whatever, this is what I take. This is why I take it. This is the condition that I have. And they say, listen, buddy, junkyard dog, get out of here. Boom, right?
Yep.
And something would happen to your valve or something.
Someone is booked on an out-of-state warrant. The defendant's information, including fingerprints, is sent to the out-of-state agency. Officials here must wait on verification.
They left me puzzled. They left me without any explanation, no answers to any of my questions.
That verification should come within 2 hours.
Yeah.
That should not take 3 days. It should be 2 hours.
Right.
Your out-of-state warrant. You know, they can catch them. They got the warrant. They got that quickly. They got the bolo on somebody, whatever it may be. They've got to fix that system.
So now what?
And the
what
Hillsborough
does he
County
get? Nothing for this?
Sheriff's Office is working on getting me additional details tomorrow on exactly how all of this happened.
I'll tell you how it happened. Some cop, thought this guy looked like this guy and said, okay, buddy.
Probably has the same name.
Yeah, exactly. And said, you're coming in here, buddy. Tell it to the, and they always say it. Tell it to the judge.
Tell it to the judge because they don't care.
Man. Anyway, Dan, I think you got to get going, don't you?
Yeah, I think Jay's here.
Jay is here.
Is Jay allowed to walk in? Do you mind if he walks in?
Well, we'll just do the exchange right now.
Okay.
Danny, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
See you
guys.
Monday?
Absolutely.
You be back
Happy
Monday?
Halloween. Yes, I will.
All right. Back with the other half of the Diaco combo next. Stand by.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
What's up, buddy?
Morning, how are you?
Good.
Danny's pumpkin's pretty ridiculous,
I know.
huh?
Pretty good. Where's
When
yours?
it was lit up, I don't even like the smell of pumpkin. I may vomit in my mouth if the pumpkin's even cut around me. It's incredible. When it was lit up, it looked amazing.
Dan's the man.
It's,
Your
yeah.
brain, Dan.
When he was in, I think it was his plastic surgery, medical school, they had him do a project where they had to create an ear out of a
Yeah,
bar of
he
soap.
did that for us.
Yeah, he was telling me
It's
that.
incredible.
I have it over
You
here.
have
I gotta
one?
find it.
It's incredible, right?
I gotta find it. I have it at one time.
It's a 3D sculpture. I mean, that's what plastic surgery is.
It's an artist.
Yeah. A boob artist.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God.
His canvas is the human body.
I gotta find
Yeah, the
Dan's
buffer
ear.
is awfully slow, huh?
Good morning, Frank.
Ryan, are you familiar with the HBO Max deal?
What, they're doing the streaming for the 15 a month or whatever?
Well, yeah, they're introducing it, and they just secured South Park for $500 million.
Oh, they were the high bidders for it?
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about that.
There's a little too much competition. The market's going to be too spread out.
Thanks, Nick.
Did you do a pumpkin, or are you just finishing Danny's and calling that your own now?
No. We were a team. I
It was a team effort.
cleaned it. I cut it and cleaned it and
That's a
prepped
big part
it.
of it.
And then
Now you're polishing it.
And now he's polishing it.
critiqued his work. His initial sketch was not very good. And
So you're like the director.
yeah, I was the director and then the cleanup boy.
Cleanup boy.
The fluffer and the cleanup boy.
I had the best and the
fluffer
worst
and the
job.
cleanup.
I was the director and the fluffer of the porn, the pumpkin porn.
Thank you, Bob.
It's awesome looking. It really is beautiful.
Beautiful is not what we were going for. Scary.
It is. Well, he's got that like Diaco. He's got my
Yeah,
cornrows.
he said you were the inspiration for that.
Is that what he said?
No. But he I'm sure subconsciously you were.
Yeah.
One. Thank you, you too. Yeah, I don't think so either. Bob Jr., please. Yeah, exactly, because you two would definitely allow that to happen. Yes, I'm
God, Dan's pumpkin looks good.
It's unbelievable.
Fucking Dan.
Exactly. I was too busy doing my own show before I came here today. That's why I was late.
I thought you thought some comments a little harsher than this before, huh? Maybe a little chats, a little more difficult than that.
I'm having fun.
This is easy.
Oh God.
You imagine the heathen she's had to deal with before, Bubba?
Yeah.
What's that?
You imagine the heathen she's had to deal with before on chat?
Oh yeah. This is like romper room.
101.
Yeah. Amateur hour.
She has to deal with like, listen, you dirty bitch, I'm gonna cut you.
I couldn't even
She's like,
imagine.
somebody calling her stupid and fucking.
That would be funny to hear some of the comments from that sometime. Oh my God.
I've taken pictures, screenshots of it before
Really?
because it's so bad.
Oh, I got some freaks.
This is Fred Rogers shit to her.
Right, exactly. Won't you be my neighbor? You don't mind getting all dirty all up in there, huh, Brian?
Oh, he got his hands right.
I see, and you'll eat it.
Jay,
I don't
are
even
you
like
a-
the smell.
I'll get dirty all up in there, and
vomit in my mouth.
I
don't
get
like the
dirty
smell
all
of
up in there, and
Jay,
I'll
are
eat
you a
it.
germaphobe?
You're
Yeah,
like
really.
you're elbow deep in that pumpkin.
I'll get dirty
Well,
all
I mean,
up in
I
it,
have my
and then
kids.
I'll eat it.
I don't
you
like my
know?
kids to be around other, kids that have that
You gonna lick
like
your
baby
face?
seal being
That's it.
beaten cough.
You like
They just
Dan?
let him cough all over your kid's face. I don't like
Dan's
that.
like Dan's bronchial.
Yeah, I don't like that. Other than that, I'm cool with
Oh my
it.
God, Brian.
Man, Dan, have
You're
you
so
heard Dan's
funny.
wheeze?
All you see is a hole in your hand in it.
Brian,
Yeah.
Dan's got his bronchial wheeze.
He's yeah.
Here we go.
Live from the OG Royalty Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. BetDSI.com. You know the promo code on that, Brian?
/Bubba 100.
No, not /. It's just a straight promo code.
Oh, promo code Bubba 100.
That's right. BetDSI.com. Whether it's NFL, college football, NHL, the 7th game in the World Series, it doesn't matter. NBA, esports, politics, impeachment inquiry, reality TV, virtually anything you want to bet on, BetDSI.com will have it.
Promo code Bubba 100.
What is it called? Bet, win, collect. They pride themselves on paying the fastest. And if you use promo code 100, Bubba 100, BUBBA 100, it's a special offer for only Bubba Army. BetDSI.com for anything betting, including prop bets. Promo code
Bubba 100.
Thank you, Brian. So, during the hot mic, we were marveling at Dr. Diaco, Dan Diaco's freelance, artistic pumpkin carving that he straight nailed to the point where, like, we're going to carve them starting at about 10:10. We have in a team building Bubba Army team exercise kind of deal, and Blitz has already thrown caution to the wind that we will be allowed to use stencils because none of us could freehand it the way that Dan did.
Yeah.
I need to get a candle back in that thing because it's unbelievable looking.
It looks fake.
And so
It really
Jay kind of got the heebie-skeevies a little bit when Brian showed the pumpkin, and Jay was like, "Ew, I don't like to touch it." And then
He's got his hand in it,
He's
like it's like
elbow
he's basically
deep in that
he's
pumpkin.
like birthing a cow right now.
And so then I got to asking
You know
Jay,
what I mean?
out of all the Diacos, I think you might be the biggest germaphobe.
Look at how concentrated he is.
He's got the weakest tummy, and he's definitely.
Like, and your kids, like, are you Mr. Hand Gel guy?
I mean, like, if the kid's like coughing like a baby seal being beat by a club next to me, then yeah. I mean, I'm wiping my kid's face in hand sanitizer.
Dan, how many diapers did you? Jay, how many diapers did you change?
That's an easy question.
Yeah,
none,
0.
Jay, you're not a diaper changer.
He never changed a single one.
My son, pee diapers, I did. But I've got a very bad gag reflex.
So Jay, you're not a
it would
poop
either
kind of
be
guy?
A poop diaper and a vomit at the same time.
What would you
Or-
do? Just take that? Will you be the guy that holds the kid out and be like, "Candle,
yeah.
help me"?
Yeah, but my wife wasn't one that's gonna like make me go in there with like a face mask and videotape me and make me look like an emasculated man. She just said, "You don't need to do it. I love you,
That's
honey."
a good woman.
That's it.
That's a hell of a woman
And then
right
with
there.
my daughter, you know, I don't like being all up in a little girl's diaper. You know, you can take care of that, honey. It's all good.
Yeah,
so I really have changed like 0 of my daughters.
I think when I had a stepdaughter, Julia, I think maybe I only changed her 1 or 2 times ever. It was kind of more of a that's a Heather kind of deal, which I do agree with you. I do agree with you on that. Like, even though it's not
There's nothing wrong with it. I just felt like, you know what, honey, you're
my
here,
wife will do
I'm
it.
here, you should do it.
Yeah.
It seems more appropriate for you to do it.
But it also seems more
I do the
appropriate
man
for
things with Trey. You know what I mean? It's time for my boy's 12. It's time for me to do the man stuff. I take care of that. You know, there's some jobs that are hers and some are mine.
Well, you're really getting shuck and jive on the deal.
Am I wrong?
No, you're 100% right, buddy.
I mean, what do you think?
You're 100. No, you're 100. You're 100% right. 100% right. Brian, you have a daughter.
Yes.
He's changing every time.
How many poopy diapers have you changed?
Oh,
It'd probably be
today?
He's doing one right now. He's got his
Scores.
Now, are you the diaper changer or is
No,
Mama?
it's whoever has the baby at the time. You know.
Is the diaper? Yeah, that's kind of way it was with me and Tyler. I mean,
my wife works. I work. You know,
diapers got to be changed.
Diapers got to be changed. You can't sit in it for 5 hours
No,
until
it's your
Steph gets
turn.
home.
No,
How many
your
diapers?
It's not my turn.
It's your turn.
How many diapers did Dan change, Jay? Is he a diaper changer?
He was probably 0, but had nothing to do with gag reflex. This was just, Steve had
This is
kind of
too
set
good
the
for it.
precedent, and we all got to that point where, like, well, Steve didn't have to, so why should we?
Oh, Steve wasn't a diaper changer either.
No.
You just laughed. No. Are you
He just
kidding
said
me?
no. I'm not doing that.
Now, so out of all the brothers, who you think changed the most diapers between you, Steve, and Jay? There has to be somebody
Me.
that.
I did when Trey was sick. Remember how he had that kidney issue?
Yes.
And so he had, he had a lot of surgeries and things in his first year, and so I changed a ton of pee diapers with him.
But you're not a poopy guy, are you?
Nope. No, not a poopy guy. Not a poopy guy.
Well, my wife had a C-section, so when we were in the hospital and she'd gotten out of the surgery and everything, I didn't have a choice. Like I was the one in the
I
room.
had that nurse buzzer.
Yeah, no.
Even with dog
There's
poop,
a man
Jay.
passed out in here in a puddle of vomit.
Well,
Jay,
yeah,
you
that'd be different if I had a. I don't
You
gag
can't even pick
or
up
anything.
dog poop or anything like that.
Are you a
I
dog
mean, it's
poop
not
guy?
Real good. Not really
Yeah,
good at
no.
that. Not real
No,
good at that.
not good at that.
Dog puke.
Man,
I mean,
I'd get up with it.
before I had my wife, I would like do it and like literally gag,
Right.
like the whole
Yeah.
time.
Do
It
you,
would be
do you
horrible.
admire your own poop?
Not really.
I don't think anybody does except you, Big Daddy.
I don't frolic in it, but I had
I hope you don't.
I had this one going a couple weeks ago, Jay, the 18-inch chocolate S.
Holy smoke!
And I was here at studios, and I was laying it, and I was like, oh, my God. And as I was laying it, I was thinking, oh, my Lord, this is, because you get to know your body's anatomy, and you can tell when one's broke off or it's still, going. And I kept going and going and going and going. And
Jay, and then he called a meeting outside the bathroom, and everyone had to go look at it.
Yes.
No, he did not.
Yep,
Oh, yes,
he
he
did.
did.
He
Yeah, I
did.
did.
You too,
We're all
Janessa?
standing by the door.
Was it
No.
impressive,
Oh, yeah.
Blitz?
Blitz, don't lie.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm taking a picture right now, and you all are getting it on your phone. I'm texting to all of you. And you better sit there and
Oh,
wait
yeah.
for me to get
This
out.
is how
Look at-
long it was.
He measured it with a piece of tape and kept the piece of tape.
I used.
Oh, yeah.
I took a piece of electrical tape
And
I
put it in the toilet?
No, I
Brian is really freaked out right
no,
now.
Brian. I guess I took it and I did.
Oh, my God.
I didn't touch the poop, but I took it and
How'd you not touch the poop?
You get really, really, really close to it. I mean, you get like centimeters away. And you go,
I see remnants
But
of
it's
it.
got to be in the water.
No, it doesn't. This one was out of the water.
How'd you measure it out of the water?
Poop was
Because
so large.
It was so large that you
and
could just,
long
that
it came up from the water.
Hold
It was
on.
coast to coast.
And
Coast to coast.
Brian, and it est. It had a bend in it.
You soft served it?
Yes.
I laid it unbroken.
Unbroken soft
There's
serve.
no
With
there's
an
no
S.
break on that.
With
Like,
an
there's
S.
no
like
break.
if you do a good soft serve, twist-y treat type
Oh,
deal,
this
there's
was
no
like
break.
no
It
It even had
goes
like the
around.
little star shape to it.
Do I want to see the tape?
You haven't seen the picture.
No, hold on,
No.
Brian. Hold on, Brian.
Jesus.
Hold on, Brian.
I don't have any
can
desire.
Brian,
to see
where
it, but
have
I have
you
a feeling I
been?
have no choice.
What is
Brian.
wrong with
Oh, I
you?
Where
just
have
gotta-
you been, Brian?
You missing out.
Dan Diaco
going
just
viral.
Dan Diaco.
It's
going
viral.
viral.
It's viral,
Literally
right?
I'm sure there's some viral
It's
in
going
there.
viral.
Dan Diaco said, "Please understand, I changed 0 diapers for either child." Dan then says, "Ask Jay about his personal air purifiers that he'd wear at airports."
Wait, what?
So Jay, what is that?
It's the little things you put in your house, the air purifiers.
Yeah.
They make ones from Brookstone that you wear around your neck, and I used to put it on my kid when he was sick. Sorry, Dan. You had healthy children.
So
That's
okay,
great.
all right. So now, Jay, this is an
I'm
opt-in.
okay. I'm a bit of a germaphobe.
This is
What
an
Dan,
opt.
but what Dan
hold
thinks
on.
is going to job somebody out is like, I took care of my sick kid to make sure he didn't
No,
die.
but Danny's thing is, I've worked in a hospital forever. I don't get sick. He doesn't care that his family does.
Yeah, no, he's
It doesn't matter.
he's
His whole family
he's
right
a-
now is on antibiotics at this very
he's
moment.
a
and Dan doesn't care.
He's a sociopathic narcissist.
All right, so hold on now. Hold on. I can send to your guy. I'm going to group text Brian and Jay my chocolate S, so you guys can look at it on your phone. But now,
You should
hold
probably
on.
send it to Dan too. I'm sure Dan wants.
Oh yeah,
to see
Dan
it.
wants to see it too. Yeah. Now hold on. And so, but I want to make sure that I say to you guys, you have the ability to opt out if you do not want to get this particular text, so that you can reference on your phone what we're talking about when I laid this most incredible chocolate S, and I didn't. So for Brian, do you want the picture? Yes or no?
You have to see this.
No, Brian. Like I have.
You can send it.
No, don't.
He's like,
okay. Don't act like you're a gimp and I'm making you get this
I
chocolate.
think Brian
S.
really wants it. He's
Brian, do
playing,
you want
look at it.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Brian's playing coy to the chocolate S.
Jay,
Yeah.
do you want the chocolate picture of the chocolate S?
He's too busy
Scientific
digging.
purposes only.
Okay.
Sure.
Dan,
Absolutely.
I mean, you're going to get a Dan, you know Dan would want to get a
Danny is
picture
going
of
to
the chocolate.
inspect it.
Yeah. So I'm going to find this chocolate S now that I took this and
Chocolate S.
all right, I got to find it. It's on my phone. And so you guys will be able to reference, what I'm talking about here. Janessa saw it. And my employees. Now, I did after I got done doing it, I did say, I called all the employees around the bathroom and I said,
Nobody better flush it either.
and I said,
gathering.
and I said, listen, you don't have to look at it,
But
if you want to, I'm gonna preserve it.
But if you want a paycheck,
and you don't want to get fired, you better look at it.
Dr. Dan said I'm opting in. He wants to see it. Okay, boom, Brian, I'm sending it to you.
All right.
Now, again, and Jay, you're getting it as well. Here goes, and Jay.
Here we go.
And the only reason why I'm sending it to you guys is because I'm 53 years old, and this is the best one I've ever done in 53 years. And I want you to consider one thing while looking at it, that it's a continual. Like I did it. It didn't break, even when it went around the bend. It didn't break. Like it didn't. I was able to maintain the party even around the S turn, and I think that's pretty hard. So here it is. And Brian, after I put this in the toilet, I was like, I literally wanted to go out. I didn't, but wanted to go out and run a mile. I felt so liberated and detoxified, as if all these toxins. Now, I also have been eating sunflower seeds lately a little bit, and you can see some remnants of some sunflower seeds. So let me know when you get them. And Dr. Diaco, maybe we should call the doctor, because he would be able to maybe analyze this.
There's something wrong with that.
Even further. And I think that, Janessa, you're wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that this shows that I have a very healthy colon.
It's like Jurassic Park. We're going to inspect it.
Did you get it yet?
Now, is this when you started taking the new colon blow deals?
Yeah, the husky stuff, right?
The psyllium. I started on a new colon blow
Psyllium
regimen.
husk.
And
psyllium husk.
Psyllium husk, yes. And it's still thinking. Of course, we have horrible self-service in the studio. Hi, who's this?
We're in a metal building.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Danielle.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi, I was calling to talk to you about a lawsuit that I'm trying to go forward with.
Well, I got a couple attorneys here, oddly enough, that could certainly probably help you.
All right, thank you.
All right, so go ahead, Danielle. Not that we're denoting this as a particular legal segment, but to each its own. Go ahead, Danielle. What do you need?
Well, I went to a dentist, and she did.
Oh my God.
She said.
I got the text. Excuse me. Holy crap.
Yeah, no kidding.
Literally.
Sorry, Danielle.
Oh my God, I think I'm gonna vomit.
And no good med mal ever starts out with "I went to a dentist."
Yeah,
by the
so
way.
go.
I could stop you right there.
But keep going.
I went to her, and she told me that I needed to fix my fillings, and I didn't know what she meant by that. So I didn't sign anything. I was just like, she's a doctor or whatever. She knows what she's doing. So she did 4 of my teeth, and so far 2 of them have died, and I've gotten 2 root canals. I've had surgeries. I've had, a lot of things go on.
And it's unfortunate. The problem, and Jay can attest to this more than anybody, with medical malpractice cases, is that dental work is considered a medical procedure in Florida, and they don't have any special rules for dentists when they commit malpractice. So pursuing a medical malpractice case against a dentist is really, really difficult unless they kill you or really cause a lot of extensive.
So just two dead willies with a root canal Jones ain't cutting it.
In 25 years, I've never taken a dental malpractice case, and it's not necessarily because a standard of care is not established, because a standard of care is established, but it's because the damages are just not there. I mean, you got to have a root canal. How old are you?
I'm 22. I just got my second one in the past. I mean, all this has happened.
How many cavities did you have as a kid?
Not many.
Not many.
Well, at
but
least,
you did,
at least 4, because she had 4 fillings.
So, my whole thing is there's just no damages in a case like this, Bubba. And
here's
it's just
my referral,
thankfully.
real quick. There's a Lane Glassman law firm down in Plantation, Florida. He's a board-certified oral surgeon and attorney. Okay, he's the if they won't take it, no one will take it. Lane Glassman is the name of the firm. Stanley Lane is the attorney oral surgeon.
Lane Glassman out of Plantation, Florida, is the dental medical mal people. Those are the people.
If they won't take it, no one's taking it.
But if anybody's going to take it, they would take it.
Yep. And that's the help I can give you.
Okay.
The kind of med mal cases I handle, Bubba, are like someone did surgery wrong and a 43-year-old woman dies who's got 4 surviving children.
And they left the forceps and the medical sponge inside the wound.
And it's like absolutely, by something they caused, and they failed to credential the doctor.
All right,
over,
so
tons of years.
Over to and be careful how we describe this. We're just calling this the chocolate S. You guys being guys, of course. If you had laid something like that, Brian, would you not have been like, glory to God, it's the best one I've ever had?
Wow.
Well,
You were so proud of it, too.
I still am.
I'm trying to get it out of my mind.
It's almost like artwork.
You had to see Jay's face when he first saw the picture.
I can't take it back.
Priceless.
I can't take it back.
But Brian,
I'm trying in my mind to take it back.
But Brian,
I have this vivid image, like when you look at a light and you close your eyes.
Isn't it amazing, Brian, how it made that almost, 70-degree turn?
It's like a fish hook.
Like it made that 70-degree almost like Sebring, turn 6
Yeah,
curve
that's a hairpin turd there.
I'm going at it again, Bubba. Hold on.
Jay, what turn, because Dan would be able to.
Oh, my Lord.
Like, you're a Sebring expert. What turn would be most shaped like this?
That's exactly turn 7 coming out to turn 8, 9, and 10. Look at that, Danny. It's turn 7. It's the hairpin. That's Sebring.
I'm going to start calling it turn 7 Sebring.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Danny will tell you. It's exactly turn 7.
Turd 7.
Turd 7.
Turd 7 Sebring. Let me.
Holy smokes.
Let me call Dan, because he has had a chance to analyze it. The doctor, stand by, who was just here. Hold on. Now, I can't share this on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook because they have rules against this sort of thing. And I'm not trying to be nasty or whatever. I mean, this is a miracle. This is a miracle from
Such
God.
crappy rules.
I can almost see Jesus in it. I mean,
miracle in the bowl.
Hello.
Hey, we're now terming my chocolate S as Sebring turn 7. that's what your brother said. Jay said this is exactly what turn 7 looks in.
See, it's coming out there in the 8, 9 right there. It's coming out on the edge there.
How do you like my Sebring turn 7?
It's impressive, bro. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. And it doesn't look unhealthy at all.
And how about the 72-degree turn I was able to make while it was still, formulating?
Did you move? How you're magical. You have a magical anus.
Now, Dan, would that say that I have a pretty healthy colon?
Absolutely.
Now, this is also...
You are an unusual of health.
Now, Dan, this is also after he started taking psyllium husk colon blows, too. So,
I mean, that doesn't matter. That doesn't really matter.
He uses performance-enhancing drugs.
That is not real.
That's a PED.
That's a PED, man.
Performance-enhancing poop. It's a PEP.
That's so funny.
Now, Dan, does the texture and what these particular things that come out of your body look like, does that a gauge of your colon health?
Sure.
Oh, absolutely. And you want stuff to move quickly through your colon, because the longer it sits, the more it really, there's an argument that what's inside your colon is not good for you. And so you want to get it out faster. Things that make things move faster through your colon are better for you. When stool sits in your colon for an extended period of time, people aren't as healthy, and it can lead to more colon cancers and things like that. That's why fiber is so good for you, because it moves things along, gets it in, gets it out.
So, Dan, is basically is basically the byproduct of that's just what your body doesn't need, and it's been able to use everything that you put into it, and it makes this, this is like your receipt almost, isn't it?
Yep, that's what's left.
That's what your receipt is. That's what a receipt from when you go to
come get this receipt.
When you went to Smoky Bones Barbecue, this is what the receipt looks like 2 days later. All right, Danny, we wanted to say hi to you, buddy.
Okay, thanks.
Bye now. Thanks. Is today surgery day for him?
It's Wednesday, yes.
Are there any foods, Bubba, that, like...
What? What?
She just saw it on the YouTube screen.
She saw my chocolate S?
Yeah, because you're showing it to camera.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
So, like, if you're not having solids or whatever, and is there a food that you can eat that'll help that out?
You're talking about people? Like
just you in general.
Me?
Yeah.
No, not really. Like, I don't have a food that particularly makes me go more than other foods. I mean,
just have it be better. Like,
you probably need a good balance of protein and fiber.
You don't strike me as a guy that's constipated much, though.
Vegetables, really.
Yeah, but that's what he's taking the psyllium husk. That's gonna help bind to the protein waste and help move it through him.
You guys seem to have my digestive tract more figured out than I do. I just eat a lot, and hopefully I have a lot of that coming out.
I've been training for this my whole life.
The more you put in, the more you get out, right?
That's it.
Did you see where it's like a mad dash now? Disney is trying to do their Netflix their Netflix type model. Like, that's where everybody's going now, to streaming, and HBO is rolling out HBO Max. It's going to be $14.99 a month. It's going to start in May 2020, and they paid $500 million for the rights of South Park. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's a lot of money. They're banking on a lot of people wanting to see South Park.
South
reruns.
Park's $500 million library lands in HBO Max.
How many years is that deal?
South Park will begin streaming in June of 2020. New episodes will air on HBO Max, so they're going to have new episodes.
They're going to probably play them the day after they air on Comedy Central. I'm sure they have exclusivity.
I'm trying to see what the length of the contract was. I don't think it necessarily says.
I'm guessing it's probably like 10-year, $50 million, or 100-year, 5-year, $100 million. That's a lot of money, though, man. That's a lot of subscriptions.
It's all 323 seasons.
No, I know they'll have the entire catalog, but I'm wondering how long that deal is for.
Yeah, I don't think it says how long it was. Now, HBO Max, is that going to be different from HBO?
Yeah.
So it's going to be HBO, and then you'll have to have HBO. You have to be subscribed to both.
I'll say, because right now you can pay $14.99 a month to get HBO streaming on like a Fire TV and all that.
AT&T's Warner Media said on Tuesday that its HBO Max streaming service will launch in the U.S. May 2020, cost of $14.99 a month. At our company event in Burbank, California, the CEO, John Stankey, said that content, technology platform, and marketing and distribution are the 3 pillars for success.
It looks like it's a 3-year deal because they're going to be airing the next 3 seasons will stream 24 hours after they air on Comedy Central on HBO Max.
HBO Max will start with about 10,000 hours of content, including movies, original content from TV classic shows. But the company said it will spend $4 billion over the next 3 years building HBO Max. It expects an annual increment revenue from subscriptions, content, and ads to hit $5 billion by 2025. There will be 50 HBO Max originals in 2021. The Batman spin film Joker will be available at launch. So they're saying that the Joker that's in the movie theaters now, right?
Yep.
Will be available by what? As they say,
next May.
Whoa, that long?
That long?
And so they must have paid
the
a
rights to
pretty
it?
well. They're connected with Warner Brothers, and the Joker was a Warner Brothers studio. So
Do you think they're going to hold off and not let anybody have it till then?
Well, they'll allow it to be on-demand streaming and DVD sales, but it won't air on any
Streaming service.
Any streaming service.
It'll
or
be
anything
pay-per-view
like that.
only.
Essentially,
like a one-time rental or whatever, right?
Yep, or you
Like
can
on
purchase
demand
it.
or something.
But it will not stream until May.
You won't get it as part of a subscription package that you're part of until May, and it'll be exclusively, they'll keep it in-house because
It'll
it's
probably
Warner.
be on HBO, and then you can watch it on demand on HBO Max.
800-588-2300
Empire.
Call today.
Now. Such a great commercial.
A wild ride for window washers.
So these guys are on this window washing deal, I think, in Toronto, and the winds whip up. And now, hold on. Mind you, the guys are still riding this thing out while it's doing this. Check this out.
In Edmonton, Ontario, Canada today. Thankfully, they're okay.
Now, can you imagine if you're this guy right here?
Violently in harsh winds.
Look at the guy on the edge.
Smashing
See
into
the guy on top. Look at the top. See the guy on top walk? Yeah, exactly.
The glass of that window there,
Watch
you see. At one point, one of the workers fell, but was caught by his harness. Horrified onlookers watched some of the...
Can you imagine?
Oh
That
my
would rip
God.
your arm right out of your socket, Bubba.
It literally was not his time to go. Like,
The worker
because seriously.
dangled there in midair. Firefighters used a ladder.
That's why I could never do it, because my little arms would pop right off my torso.
Right? Your body would just fall right off, and your arm would be stuck there by the fingers.
and my mask would already hit the ground.
To rescue the worker and at least one other person on the platform.
Can you
You
imagine?
know how much they get paid? Non-union workers?
No.
$15 to $16 an hour.
That's it?
Those guys right there?
Yep.
Oh.
And they're lucky to have it, aren't they?
$17.50 on average. Yeah.
Tonight with an eye-opening study about the business of sleep. Health professionals are sold.
Man, they got her all Lion King'd up.
She looks like she's about half asleep as it is.
Looks like she's on Xannies.
She was like me this morning when
It looks
Big
like
Daddy called me.
It looks like she went out with the girls the night before, maybe took a little too-minute Xanax.
Yep.
And maybe saw
Hasn't
Danny
kicked-
with a
hasn't kicked out yet.
and saw Danny for a Botox deal yesterday. She had lunch with Danny for a Botox deal, and she closed the bars with her girlfriends and took a couple Xanny bars and had to be at work by 7.
Of sleep. Health professionals are sold on the benefits of a midday nap. Now, an entrepreneur in the city
She's a real cougar, is she not?
of Toronto has come up with an idea to bring balance to a sleep-deprived nation.
I'm tired just in her delivery.
I'm balanced with my sleep.
No doubt. I'm tired.
Yeah, I know you're all caught up on your sleep, Janessa. I'm pretty tired over here.
Yeah,
Bubba,
Janessa
you
got
tired?
2 extra hours in today.
To take
I'm
a nap.
tired as hell. I got to do pumpkin carving. And
On the go during the show.
This is your bed.
This new business in Toronto is trying to make it just
now we're so lazy that we have to go to this place to nap.
a bit easier.
They
to
should have
buy
nap
some
pads.
shut-eye.
I was gonna say
At
some
the
places have those
workplace.
sleep pods.
Yeah,
Some
sleep
places
pods.
do.
Yep.
Premium beds opened by a woman who
First of all, I couldn't nap. This looks like an ER, does it not?
does.
Yeah, it's
There's
just
no
like
way
so
I could nap
sterile.
comfortably in there.
First of all,
If this was ice, people would be like protesting.
yeah. Like if this was down at the border and we were making the Mexican kids sleep in these conditions, they'd be like, no way. There's no-
That's torture.
Where are the tinfoil blankets?
Like you could fall asleep with the guy that's just one curtain away from you that could, like, I don't know, right?
Snoring.
That does not look very.
There's no butt pillows
quiet.
there.
One
No
time at
quiet.
lunchroom,
No
I was
butt
just, like,
pillow.
Yeah, look at this.
Dozing off on my table, and then just dining table, and then as soon as I was just trying to even take a nap, somebody was just came, and then I woke up again.
13 beds complete with lavender humidifiers. The cost $10 for 25 minutes, roughly the ideal length of a nap.
I'd start giggling and trying to get everybody giggling.
Let's start a business, a sleeping, napping business.
If I was laying there and I go,
nap it up.
Like do some fake farts and stuff like that.
Scientists, and it's part of a global trend.
Oh, look at this.
And that's a little bit more conducive to a nap.
Yeah, I could nap in there if I,
A
was in
closed
total
pod
private.
that locks behind you.
That had some porn in there.
Completely
Companies are
dark.
installing napping pods like this in shopping malls and in.
Man, I'm so exhausted. I got to go sleep at the
Wait,
mall.
I'm at the mall and I'm going to go nap?
There is a connection though that people who take short naps during the day live longer. They have less cardiovascular issues. It's.
Hey, hold on. I got to tell you though.
I
gotta
do that
tell you,
every day.
I might go to the mall with my girl if I had a girl. If I knew that I could go to the nap pod. Be like, hey,
You'd be like, yes, honey, I'll go shopping with you. No problem.
Sponsored by Pornhub.
Yeah, be like, hey, you know what? Listen, you go and shop, and I'll be in pod 3.
Or you can just stay home and sleep in your bed.
Yeah, true.
Airport.
But then you get
Well,
to
a
go
lot
out to
of big, a
lunch
lot of big
afterwards.
tech companies have sleep pods now. Google and all those.
How much do these things look like? I bet you they're expensive as hell.
Their employees work non-traditional hours too,
Right,
though. At
that's
Google,
true.
so some of those programmers work their best at 3 o'clock in the morning, and if they're there at midnight and want to take a quick nap, then I get it.
More studies showing a midday snooze may lower blood pressure
Yep.
and cut the risk of a heart attack and stroke.
Boom.
We have worked with the Olympic teams to have napping.
Thing about it is when I lay down for 20, it turns into 220.
Well, that's why you have to
It's
set
like-
the alarm.
It's like playing nap roulette.
But this
You
is
don't
like,
know
I
if you're
mean,
going to sleep for 3 minutes
This is like
or
obvious.
3 hours.
I mean, obviously, you get more sleep, you live longer. You have no
Yeah.
stress,
No,
you live. I mean,
no.
obviously. So why don't you just not have a job and just sleep all day? We'll all live longer.
No, the study says that the ideal length is between 20 and 40 minutes. When you sleep 2 hours in the middle of the day, it doesn't have the same effect. So it actually isn't completely obvious.
Right, you're not supposed to really fall into a
No,
deep sleep.
it's a rest, like a reset, like a midday reset.
It's a refresher.
Danny and my dad actually are two men that I've known who've done this for 30 years.
Nap?
My dad had a couch in his office, and after lunch, his body just shut down. And for 10 minutes, maybe 15, he'd fall asleep and he'd wake up and be completely recharged.
What about Danny?
Danny does the same thing. Me, I wake up groggier. I can't take a nap in the middle of the day because it just doesn't do the same thing for me. But I see the real effects of it with my brother and my father
for the
because
athletes,
physical
Bubba,
business.
You used to kind of do that.
Yeah, when I was really heavy at 98 Rock.
Well, no, but even like in the other studio, because you had your own office and you could.
Yeah.
So after the show, you'd go in and kind of decompress for
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes and take a nap.
Now I just try to get in my car as fast as I can.
Get the heck out of here.
I'm working with the RCMP right now to
All right, great, thanks.
try and develop a strategy.
making me fall asleep.
Mounted
We're not-
police.
We're
I
not
need
going to
him
have
when I'm having a bad night.
We're not going to have any sleep pods here at the BRN. Most everybody's sleeping while we're working anyway.
I wouldn't trust anybody around here to fall
No.
asleep. Are
Next thing you know,
kidding?
you got Blitz's testicles on your face.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? And it's
I'm
on,
going
and
to
it's,
sleep right now.
And it's on
Oh.
Instagram. And it's on Instagram. And it's, maybe that's how we can go viral. When people go, to sleep around here and take naps, we,
Or
sand
just
goggle
don't
them
show
up.
up for work.
Janessa, you're
Wow,
not helping yourself.
You're really,
Ooh.
you're
really kinda
picking
put it
at
in my
that
face.
scab. You're picking at the
Yeah,
scab.
yeah.
That wound ain't gonna heal.
I'm sorry.
She's going to get airsofted.
Please.
She wants it.
She wants me to shoot her.
I want it.
Shoot my nipples.
Say, shoot me, daddy.
Did I just say shoot my nipples?
Shoot me, Big Daddy. Shoot me.
More of the Bubba Radio Network after this.
We're hot. Full hot.
It's going to take me days to get that S out of my brain, Bubba.
Oh, you can say shit now. We're not on terrestrial,
I
and it's
know.
okay to say on YouTube.
I know.
Okay.
I'm still calling it the S turn. I'm calling it turn 7.
Turd 7.
Turn 7 was unbelievable.
Coming in hot around turd 7.
But that's literally the kind of stuff like it's in my head now. I got to get it out of there.
Yeah.
Get out.
You control your thoughts.
Yeah.
Would you like to smell the pumpkin? Will that help you get it out of your head?
Yeah, absolutely not. Did you watch the game last night?
I saw the highlights. I didn't stay up for the game. I was pretty tired the night before. Aria she's going through like a little growth spurt, so she had a rough night. So I was up with her until like 12:30.
So let me get this straight. You change poopy diapers and you get up for your child?
What
kind of man are you?
When there's a screaming baby.
What kind of man are you?
He's a man.
No, I used to do those things.
Yeah, no, I mean, when there's a screaming baby, and my
Your
wife,
turn.
well, no, time out. It would be a different thing if Stephanie was stay at home. No, but I'm
They're
saying
jokes,
serious,
dude.
but seriously, if she was stay at home, it
We
would
both have school nights. I get it.
It would be a totally different
so
deal.
You guys split it.
So she was with her. She woke up around 10. Steph was with her from like 10 to 11:30, trying to get her to go down, but she wouldn't go down. I was with her from 11:30 to like 12:15. I finally got her to go to sleep. So she called in the closer.
You can put anyone to sleep.
That's it. I just talked to her for 20 minutes, out cold. Radio coma.
Have you seen the Joker?
Not yet. I'm gonna wait for it to
I
come
want
out.
to see it
the
though.
video.
I've always liked
Such
Joaquin
a great
Phillips.
movie.
I mean Phoenix. I thought he was a fantastic actor always. He got screwed on on the Ring of Fire.
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx running for Ray?
Yeah.
And he did just as good with Johnny Cash. I mean, it was incredible. And then Reese Witherspoon won for his wife.
Yeah.
And Russell Crowe won for Gladiator. And he was all at once he was nominated for someone else
You
won.
guys watch Big Little Lies?
No, my wife does.
Do you watch Ozark?
Yes, love it.
Billions?
No.
You don't watch Billions?
I know that's your favorite.
When's
I
it
haven't.
coming back on?
Like February.
What is it on season 3 now? 4?
Yeah, Brian, you could get in a couple weekends get up. There's only 2 or 3 seasons.
I'd rather let it get another season ahead. I'm just starting Succession now.
Yeah, I started that. I'm 3 deep. I don't like it. Do you?
I heard you have to get past episode 4 or 5, and it really starts to pick up.
Okay.
I don't.
For what?
Everybody who
For-
I talked to said the first 3 episodes are so damn slow. That's where I'm at, and I kind of got in a rut.
Yeah.
Of
How about
No,
how about Schitt's
Succession.
Creek?
Oh, okay.
What?
Schitt's Creek.
Oh, Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek. I like that.
Yeah, you kind of remind me of the brother.
Really, thank you. The gay,
Like Fredo.
The guy's fucking straight money.
the
man.
flamboyantly
He is
gay
fantastic.
Like Vanessa,
son.
every time we watch it,
Yeah,
she got all
the
she wants
Justin
to do is
Smollett.
fuck him.
I really do. Like, he's so
She
hot.
wants to turn him out so bad.
He is so
But
hot.
What
the
show is this?
sister, but the sister's
Schitt's
cute
Creek.
too.
Schitt's Creek.
What's her
It's-
name? Allison or Alexis?
Alexis.
So he's actually Eugene Levy's son,
Yes.
Right.
and
Really?
the chick that works in the diner is his daughter.
And then how
Wait.
about
Yep,
No
how about
way.
Yep.
the Gemstones?
yep. Oh yeah, I
The
watched
one
the
with
Righteous
The
Gemstones.
neck chick?
The waitress in the diner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's his daughter.
Do you like the
No
Gemstones?
kidding.
Yeah, I like the Gemstones. I thought it was better than Vice Principals. Nothing as good as Eastbound and Down.
Right. What else do you watch?
South Park.
Did you watch The Loudest Voice, Roger Ailes?
No, not yet.
You need to
Right,
watch that.
Mangrove. I should, huh?
You need to watch that.
You guys just stream everything, huh?
Yeah, I don't have cable. I have YouTube
It's not
TV.
worth it to have cable. I mean, you get so many more channels through
There's no doubt.
streaming for a lot less.
I have cable because of Nickelodeon and Nickelodeon
Right.
Kids.
Well, now you can get Disney Plus for $5.99 a month and get rid of all that noise.
It is noise.
I fall asleep at night watching like Last Week Tonight with John Oliver or whatever. You know, that's how. Or I'll watch Curb Your Enthusiasm and just zonk out. I have to have TV on to fall
Do
asleep.
you?
though.
I can't fall asleep with the TV on.
I can't.
I can't either.
Oh, it's terrible.
I need
That's a bad
something
habit,
to.
Brian.
I need something to stop
Makes
my
me dream
mind.
about it. You know, I had to
Yes,
stop
dude.
watching Making a Murderer 2, Bubba. You know, because you asked me to watch the first one way back when. I watched the whole thing, and so recently I just started watching the second one. And if I watch it before bed, I have crazy dreams.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I have like dreams about not murdering people, but like murder dreams, like
Right.
crazy suspenseful dreams that wake me up. Like, yeah, like, whoa, what the hell was that? So I can't watch really intense
I had
stuff.
such a weird dream the other night. I got out of my house and I looked outside and there was an anaconda wrapped around the tree and it was bright yellow.
There was an
And then in
There's
the
some
news,
Freudian
and
stuff in
there's
there.
some-
and
Yeah.
then in the news, I hear in the background, John Cena's pet anaconda escaped.
My
John
anaconda
Cena.
don't want none.
Like what?
There's a lot of.
in
There's
the
some
world?
there's some
There's a lot-
subtext some
there's a lot going on
subtext
in that
there.
dream.
There is a lot of subtext in that
There's a
dream.
lot of
Yeah.
disturbing things
Yeah.
in that dream.
Like, wait a minute. John Cena's pet in a
A lot
condo
of
and
projection
escaped.
in that fucking dream.
He's
No
stepping
doubt
out
about
my
it.
tree. I don't know what is happening.
He was there. He just couldn't see him.
Oh, must have taken the wrong pill that night.
He took the red pill instead of the blue pill. Take them both at the same time. That's where Neo went wrong.
That's what
Just
happened
pop them
last
both.
night.
You know, my parents taught me a clear lesson: never, ever, ever buy drugs, and never, ever, ever turn down free drugs.
Live from the OG Royalty Studios, it's the Bubba Love Sponge Show. Don't forget, Stogies and Cycles, November 16th. Get your tickets now, Florida Man Radio, for my Orlando people. Janessa will be there. It's scheduled 6 to 10. She'll probably be rolling at about 8:30. Me and Blitz will probably be in Orlando, and we'll call her and wake her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'll be napping.
You can bet the pitch is going to run over with me.
Okay.
Shannon Burke will be there. Scott Ledger will be there. The Blitz K will be there as well in a very rare appearance. Saturday, November 16th. Go to Florida Man Radio for details on that and tickets, VIP. So during the...
That's Stooges and Stogies?
Yeah, Stooges and Stogies. That's where you're going to go to. I'm going to go to Stogies and Cycles. You're going to go to Stooges and Stogies. That's where you go. That's where you hang out. Here in about 20 minutes, maybe 15, after we say goodbye and clear the network, then we'll turn off the YouTube feed, reset it, and then start another feed, probably about 10:10. And we'll be doing a team-building pumpkin carving thing. And we can use stencils. Not all of us are a, three-dimensional, being able to see in 3D, Dan Diaco, artist / plastic surgeon like he is. Dan did his by freehand and absolutely nailed it. And so we'll do that about 10:10 live on youtube.com/Bubba Army. Well, it's about 35, 40 minutes. So we were talking about when we were gone during the hot mic segment. Jay, you might be the only person here in the studio that's not cut the cord, and I'm the oldest one here and as antiquated and technology unsavvy as the next person, and I cut the cord. And a cable is absolutely a robbery for what they charge you. And what you get, and if you cut, and you've not cut the cord yet, have you? I mean, I know you have kids, and they like Nickelodeon and some of that stuff. I think might only be on cable, but are you thinking about cutting a cord?
I do it when I'm abroad, or somewhere, and I have to do it. I mean, it really annoys me. I like
when you're
current
surfing
events.
in Bora Bora and you need to get an internet deal so you can watch something.
He runs cable right into his Ferrari.
Yeah,
exactly. At all times.
It's just a line behind him as he drives down the road.
You cut the cord, did you not?
I started at PlayStation View. That's where my cord cutting began.
You know what I started with me is that Janessa and I got YouTube TV.
Yep, same idea.
And then she's got Slingbox, I think, on your TV as
I
well.
I slinged.
All right, Fish on Jay coming through again with another $10.99.
The only problem with that, Bubba, how much do you pay a month for just the YouTube TV?
Well, here's the deal, Blitz. I got YouTube TV, I got HBO, I got Netflix, and I got Showtime, and it ended up being
$75 a month.
No,
YouTube TV is like $80 or something.
All in, Blitz, it's like $41 cheaper than if I were to get that same package on Frontier,
including your internet.
No,
that's an addition.
No, but I'm saying is when you package the package.
No, I asked for I compared for the first time in my life. All right, if I get my existing internet and I do cable that encompasses HBO, Showtime, and what I want, how much would it be? And that is $41 more than if I just get their cable at the speed I want and I tic-tac on with YouTube TV and all that kind of
Now, was that because you're paying for like boxes and equipment? Is that the savings?
Gotta be. Because if you add all that up, you're really not saving anything.
Right. It's just different. It's not cheaper.
You're just paying somebody else.
It's just different.
Because YouTube TV alone.
But I will say this though: over cable, he's getting more. He's getting more content. Because he's getting the Netflix content.
Right, and he can take it anywhere with you,
out of the two, I would still do it the way you're doing it.
Yeah.
But you can't be saving any money because YouTube TV alone is $50 a month.
Blitz, I'm saving about $39 to $40 a month all in. If you count, I did it.
Does that include your monthly, online service?
Yes. If I got
plus the 50,
if I did the cable, if I got cable from Frontier with my existing internet as a package, and I got Showtime, HBO, the sports stuff that I get on YouTube TV, all the local channels and everything, it's about $40 more to do it all with the cable boxes and all that kind of deal than the way I'm doing it right now. And again, it very well may be the cable boxes and all the equipment that you have to run, but I don't have to get, so I'm still saving $40.
And so in theory, all you're missing is what? News?
No, I get local. I get 10, 8, 28, 13. I get Channel 7 out of Sarasota.
You can get the locals. Now, that was the biggest problem for them, was cutting deals to get the local affiliates, because they have to cut each of those deals individually in every single market in which they're in. And so for PlayStation View, it took them a long time before they got them all on board. And then they had to raise the price, which is stupid because all you need is an over-the-air antenna in your house, and you didn't even need those channels.
Well, listen, when I lived in the trailer out back, Blitz hooked me up with an HD, my TV only. I didn't get cable. Oh no, I could go to, for a while I didn't have internet, and I just had to go over the air. And because right here in Tampa, you're pretty centrally located, every local station has to be broadcast in HD over the air, and they all have like 2 or 3 sub channels.
Yeah, you get that old game show network on 13
Buzzer.
is the best.
I watch Buzzer all the time.
Buzzer's the best.
And some of that old Western stuff on like Grit TV.
Grit.
Match Game 69.
Yeah. Me TV.
So a lot of people don't know about that, and that's free. You could literally have, Blitz, if you were really down on your luck and you couldn't even afford, internet or anything like that, you could watch over-the-air broadcast TV with a $40 or $50 HD.
They sell
antenna.
it at like Walgreens and stuff. Those
HD antennas.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
you can
they
get
do.
good ones off Amazon.
Yeah.
They're
I
not
just
bad.
they work really well.
I just rescanned my channel for over the air the other day. I got 63 channels.
What?
There's up to you can get up to like 120 if you have a strong enough antenna locally. Like it's
mine. I just have a
crazy.
cheap antenna that's only up like 10, 15 feet.
Yeah,
you can get a 4K one for $70.
Well, they have a box called Stream TV now that you get, like, you pay a couple $100 for, and you get every channel.
But you need to have internet, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're talking about
that's
over
different.
the air. This
Yeah.
is just you buy
Like
one
an
piece
antenna.
of a cheap equipment.
Right.
You
And
hook
you
it up in the right
$39
spot.
Pay nothing
antenna.
for it.
Yep.
Hello, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, so YouTube television, no brainer. You can have up to 5 accounts. So if Bubba, you listen, you want to record every Seinfeld, it's not going to show up on Janessa's version of her YouTube television, which it could be under the same account.
Right, because Netflix, you can see what other people are watching, right?
Well, you can have separate
Netflix
accounts on
account.
that too.
Netflix is
But
getting ready to
the-
bust all that. They said they're getting ready to try to so you can't send your friend your account deal.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to actually crack down on that.
YouTube lets you do it.
Yeah, YouTube says let it.
YouTube lets
YouTube
you do
says
it?
let it eat.
But you can only have it on 5
we're gonna do it
devices at
anyways.
once, right?
Yeah, but who needs more than 5
The
devices?
best
5
the
accounts.
best part is, I'm a Lightning fan. I travel for work. So when you get the NHL package, it will not travel with you, right? It blacks out all the Lightning games. This has Fox Sports, so if I'm in Virginia like I am this week, I get to watch the Lightning games right on my phone. And the YouTube TV phone app is ridiculous. It's amazing.
Yeah, I got it too. It's awesome. It really
Well,
is. I'm
if you
part of
notice,
YouTube TV.
the World Series games they're all like YouTube TV
Yeah,
is
I
the
know.
main sponsor.
I know it's the sponsor. So, hey, buddy, I'm on to YouTube TV. Thank you, buddy.
Me tube.
What's that?
Me tube.
Shut up. You do a horrible Bubba impersonation.
Me tube.
Absolutely ridiculous. I think we're pretty much done for the day. Jay, any closing remarks, my friend?
Nah, man, it's always fun just to come in here and,
Pitch hit?
That's it.
Come in as the reliever?
The closer.
You're the Diaco reliever. Dan does 2/3, and you got to come in and save it.
Thanks
for the
man.
win.
It's a lot of fun to hang out with you.
2
Brian?
Diacos equal 1 Matroni.
2 Diacos equal 1 Matroni. Or a late porn star as
Eight-
well.
The
844
day went by so fast today.
844 Ask Gina.
844 Ask Gina or 3/8 and
SOS Firm.
80 SOS Firm FIRM. Blitz, we're gonna turn it off and then turn it back on probably about 4, 5, 6, 8 minutes.
Correct.
We'll be back on YouTube, youtube.com/Bubba Army for our pumpkin carving extravaganza. And if not, we'll see. Is it you and Regina tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Wow. 3 days of you?
OB over Brian.
Yes, exactly. Today's hash is OB over Brian. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Operations Manager, Blitz K.
Executive Producer, Caveman.
Co-host, Janessa.
Bubba Army Radio Programmer, Colton.
Multimedia Specialist, Christian Byboy.
BRN Historian, Lummox.
Show D-Lot, Stone Joey Logano.
The BRN Agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Building Supervisor, Red Tape Ken.
BRN Manager, Russell the Ferret, Bruno.
BRN Show Dog, Pookie.
BRN Legal Counsel provided by Diaco Law, Carlson Meisner Hazlett, Hunter Law, Thompson Sizemore Gonzalez and Herring.
For everything else, including merchandise and social media, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.
And he's on it.